Everyone, welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It is session 46, and it's Monday. I guess it doesn't matter to people who are watching this on. But hey, we're playing some Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Monday. Our normal Monday game got canceled, so we decided to play some Dungeon of the Mad Mage instead. So yeah, we're here. We're gonna have fun, hopefully. I don't know. I might terrorize everyone now that they're back up top. So let's get to it with a little bit of a recap. Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party, surrounded by new faces amidst Halaster's stone menagerie, stood before a frightened, timid young man. A young man whose presence caused Ash's wear-detecting medallion to hum. Matashtai was able to calm the man somewhat, but a fainting spell put the discussion on hold. Next, the party unpetrified a massive orc. As stone turned to flesh, his fury bubbled over, and though Matashtai tried again to calm another, this time he was unsuccessful. Combat broke out, with the orc eventually targeting Ezrah before being put down. During the fray, the young, timid man awoke and ran away. But the party, now with a Kenku and a lizard folk named Ochotu in tow, in addition to their new ally Marta, caught up to him fairly quickly. He was being interrogated by a goblin patrol, and the party purchased his safe passage before discovering the young man was named Zam Cassifax, and he was from Neverwinter. The party moved on to the tall market, stopping by the Skulltakers. Bones, Pibble, and Groin discussed the growing roster of the group, the idea of establishing a new base, and that Floor 3 was now ripe for the picking. The party then continued on their way up to the first level of the dungeon, finding that the Tall Market goblins were now establishing a forge in the court of the Two-Headed King. The party also had another run-in with the Iron Construct, one that proved annoying as Zam ran away from it. But eventually, the party and their charges all made it back up top. In the portal, Ashes sought out Obaya Uday, determined to do something about Zam, who was apparently unaware of his affliction. Obaya, after a bit of discussion and another fainting spell from Zam, was able to remove the young man's curse. The party then returned home to Trollskull Manor, delivering their dwarven ale and some of their newfound friends before heading out to various personal goals. Matashtai and Ashes took Zam to House Fyland, while Ezrah and Bones began to work on private projects. At the end of the day, as the party regathered, Ezrah shared a missive he had received from Mert. The wizard they had previously captured, Calabash, had proven somewhat informative, divulging secrets of the Shadows, Undermountain, and of Halaster. The information was cryptic at best, with two particular pieces, the Mad Goth's castle and the shadow in the giant's mind, being shared with the party. Mert also warned the group not to stay too long in the shadow, that it had a way of rubbing off on people. And after that rather tame recap, that's where we're at. We're back. It is, so we kind of already did the whole like off camera, did a little bit of shopping before the magic shop rolled over, and we did a little bit of discussion. So we're gonna have the party is gonna start off on the morning of the Feast of the Moon, so you all are able to rest your weary bones, which, by the way, I kind of want to talk about this real quick. So level 3, this is episode 46. You guys finally made it out of the dungeon at episode 45. You showed up in level 3 in the Sargoth level. You got there during episode 34.
Good. Spent 20% of the year there.
We got there on
Good.
which?
You got there on episode 34. I think you got there on the very tail end. Like, we ended episode 34 with you going down to the third level, to the Sargoth level.
and
So I
episode are we on now?
So it was 46. So it was basically episodes 35 through 45 were the entire Sargoth level.
The Sargoth arc.
Yeah, it was the Sargoth arc.
You're
muted, Jake.
Jacob.
You're muted.
The,
A full work.
Yeah, it was
we're
a full
gonna be
work day.
playing this game when we're 40. Jesus Christ.
Motherfucker.
But it's gonna be fucking epic.
I ain't that far away.
Yeah, actually, Jay will be playing this game when he's 40, more than likely. You're like 37 or 38 right now, right?
Dox him, why don't you? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
My name is Jay House. I am 37 years old. I was born on March 2nd, 1983. I live in El Dorado, Arkansas. Come fight me. I don't give a shit.
Just don't give your address and you're pretty
Jesus
good.
I was like, I'm gonna start giving addresses of like someone I don't like. And stuff, right? I'm like,
Someone-
I never go out, so I don't know anybody's
I
address.
don't know anyone. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so this session might end up being a whole lot of downtime activities and fucking around and shit like that. Or we might speed through a bunch of things. I've got a couple things planned. I know the players all have a couple things planned, so we will see how things go. So, to kind of kick things off on the morning of the Feast of the Moon, you all awaken, right? You eventually kind of like find yourselves together, you know. There's perhaps a brief discussion on what's particularly going to go on, right? The same mood that pervaded the city on the previous evening, right? That kind of sullen, dour mood that the citizens had been afflicted with continues, right? To the extent that your establishment, Troll Skull Lifted Spirits, right, is a little... Even the employees are a little toned down. Not exactly like moody or anything like that, but everyone's very somber, kind of. And the few customers that you do get, or that seem to be around this morning breaking their fast, are similarly disposed.
So Ashes comes downstairs from waking up, party hat on, got a party blower, and he's pulling poppers and woo! Who's ready to party?
Okay, gotcha.
Does it? And if I'd need to talk to Sine or something, that's fine. Does it seem like shops are going to be open at least for a part of the day so I can...
A lot of things that are viewed as like necessities, like food, are open. Most things that are not are closed.
Okay, well, I will give Sine my list and ask if these are things I can pick up today.
What's on your list? Just as a reminder.
100 gold piece pearl, charcoal, incense, and herbs equal to, what did I say, like 500 or 100 or something like that, and then lead-based ink.
Sine would probably, he might be a little unsure. He might, well, I'm sure to individuals such as yourself that these seem like completely necessary items. But I would assume most of the common shops that might have them are probably closed for the day. If you know of any private establishments, they might still be open, but I would assume it's probably better just to wait till tomorrow.
Damn. Okay,
Oh.
thank you.
Another missive showed up here this morning for you, sirs. Not addressed to anyone in particular, just the owners of the Troll Skull Manor. And he kind of hands it over.
Yes, I will take that.
Don't isn't there a one of the guys that apparently we owe money for this establishment? The red hair dude.
Rainier?
Rainier?
Yeah, that.
Even I know that name.
How much did we know? Well, I think I've spoken to him before, but the times have been few and far between. So,
Yeah, he's occasionally stopped by, but yeah, I don't think Matashtai or Ashes probably have a very strong interaction pool with him.
Does anybody remember how much that amount is?
I would if I had my one note.
Cine can tell you exactly what it is, and I'm assuming Bones
like
and Ezra kind of like
12k
know
or
ballparks.
some shit.
So
Isn't it
Yeah.
like 12k or some shit? What is it?
Actually, I think I have that in my Aster notes. I'd have to go into my.
So you pay Rainier 10 dragons every month. Or, sorry, 10 dragons every 10 day. 30 dragons a month, right? And you pay him 300 at the start of every year.
Oh, that's
So-
tomorrow.
No. Nightall is the last month of the year. Nightall is basically December. So you have one more month, and then it's the new year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I read the note.
Ah, okay, so you open the note, right? And it is almost instantly recognizable, but complete gibberish at the same time.
This means nothing to me. And I
It
can't say
is a wash with various colors, like they don't have crayons necessarily, right? But it's like a child took paints and tried to like splash paints onto a page in order to write someone a letter.
Ah, so it came from Tulip.
It says,
Fucked.
as best you can decipher, it says, "Said stop killing my guys. You didn't stop. Now I make you stop."
I don't remember anyone telling us to stop killing his guys.
It's the Xanathar.
It's a note from the Xanathar?
Yep.
From
It's not-
Xanathar himself.
It's not signed by anything.
Would help if we knew who his guys were.
I mean, guys, we did do a bunch of killing.
We kill a lot of guys. It's
A lot of
like,
people died.
kind of hard to know who this is from, honestly.
Well, Sinhe just says, "Oh, that's terribly disconcerting." And he kind of like looks at you all with like a newfound fear in his eyes. Oh no, Discord.
No.
Technical difficulties. Uno momento. Hope I saw Jake move.
Nope.
Oh.
Is it coming back?
Hello,
I think
it's coming back.
It's back. Okay, it's
Okay.
back.
Discord just
Can
shit in the bed.
Can Ezra take a deep dive into this letter to try and find clues or hints as to
Roll an investigation check. As to what?
who the sender is, or if I can find any sort of tie-ins to?
There is remarkably little to actually tie this to anything other than
paint
a
from the
child.
west side of Waterdeep.
However,
Did we get a
Enhanced.
previous letter like this?
however, it looks almost identical in style to a previous letter that you did receive that was a little bit more addressed from the Xanathar.
I have no memory of that.
I do. I remember him telling us to stop, and Jake thinking, "Ah, that's not going to happen."
He shouldn't have disrespected my boys. It's his own fault.
That's how it works.
I'll
right?
I'll burn this world to the ground for 5 goblins.
For 5 goblins. It's more than 5 goblins now.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
grown.
you got more than 5 goblins. You got
And a
8 goblins and a bugbear.
By the end of this campaign, my name's gonna be Bones, Azrock the Great.
What? Bones rock the
Azrak's going to
great.
be begging you to take over
Soul
Legion.
Taker Legion.
I get you. Get you.
I'm gonna get the dagger. I'm gonna get sight beyond sight. Then I'm gonna be him.
Sword of Omens.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sight beyond sight.
All right. So, it is the Feast of the Moon. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to feast on the moon.
Okay.
Is
That's
it made
cool.
of cheese?
It is not.
You have crushed my hopes and dreams.
I'm
I wish
I'm
you
very
the worst.
sorry. Are you gonna $1 million baby yourself?
I $1 million baby myself.
Okay. there we go.
Someone cast a paralysis spell on
Why
me.
is that a thing now? Damn it, Zach.
I stand
Oh,
by
that-
with the adrenaline, waiting for you
Okay,
to bite your tongue.
When Zach says it like 2 or 3 times every session for
I know.
years,
I know.
it has to become a thing eventually. Like
No,
it just
no, it doesn't.
we just give in. You know? We just
No.
give in.
Never.
So,
I forced it.
you
All right,
guys
hey,
have
bros,
a
I'm
have a day ahead of
gonna-
yourselves. What do
I'm
you
gonna
want to do?
I'm gonna get a half day work day in and finish up my minnow dag, and maybe hang out with Ochioke for a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, from free in the
Ochioke.
afternoon. I guess.
Oh,
If you guys wanna do
Ochotu?
stuff.
Oh,
Ochotu. That's actually what I meant. Is Ochotu.
Okay.
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 Your
I mean, it
new
would be a
lizard
good
folk
idea to
friend.
try to find like a point of contact for Ochotu. See if there's like a because he's actually that
I mean,
might
he's
be
like
kind
he's
of
right there. You could ask him.
because like he's 100 years older now. Anybody that he knew,
150.
150, yeah. Anybody that he knew is most likely dead unless he knew like some elves or something.
Oh, did you know elves,
Or
Ochiote?
dwarves. Or gnomes.
Mhm.
I met
Or
many
like-
people in my travels.
A lot of different.
Some
You knew many
short-lived,
Shut up,
people.
bitch.
some long-lived.
said
I did
elves
not have
or
many-
something.
Friends outside of my tribe or my traveling companion.
There you go. He knew lots of people. It's just over there having some eggs. I don't know why you can't address him right then.
He like has an egg in his hand and he's just like the top is off and he just like his little tongue just it's raw completely.
Perfectly normal.
That's
As
you
you
want
do.
salmonella? That's how you get salmonella.
Not when you're a lizard.
Not when you're a lizard folk. Get out of here.
Can you
Special
get
bacteria.
I don't
eggs?
know. I don't have
I
a
don't know,
fucking clue.
actually. No, there's a reason
Yes.
why you're
You
not
see all the
supposed to eat-
like the hangover cures where you drink the egg.
There's a
You
reason you're not
definitely
supposed to
can.
eat unpasteurized eggs, though, right?
Yeah, well, okay, that's most of that is bullshit from the Dairy Council and
That's
the
right.
Farmers United.
Okay. Here we go. This is
Look,
the
I'm
true
just
essence of
letting
D&D.
you
When we start
Look.
talking about the Dairy Council, we're truly in the D&D.
The Dairy Council is really just trying to keep the Undercliff down.
Speaking
okay?
of,
Oh my
where
They
is the
don't want
Dairy
them
Council?
to be able to sell their wares.
Where is the Dairy Council in Waterdeep?
Is there a Dairy Council in Waterdeep? Let's check. Is there
There
like
has
a...
to be. It's a must.
We're checking...
There has to be.
This is really like a fucking tangent we don't
There's
need to go down.
there's a council of farmers and grocers.
See, there you go.
Actually.
Yep, there you go.
There's also a council of the Guild of Butchers. Probably the farmers and grocers.
All right, cool. Well, if you guys want to do something in the afternoon, I'll be around. Bye.
Bye. You guys
That's
should
it.
form the Dairy Council of Waterdeep.
No.
That should be the new goal of the game.
I don't have a vested interest in that, or really much.
Or really much. Okay. The bones you spend
Ezra
you spend
already
the
has
first
too
part of
many
the
things on his plate.
Gotcha. You spend the first part of your day basically putting in a half day and spending some time with Ochotu. Ezra,
fine.
did you want to
Study
you're gonna do
and spending another 8 hours scribing into the ritual book.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, do we want to like hire Ochotu as like a bouncer or something? Give him a job, give him a play something, way to make money and a way to You know,
Or do you want to discuss
Yeah.
that with him and see if he would like to do that?
well, I'm not going to offer him the job without talking to my co-owners first. That would
We
be
already have a
rude.
bouncer. He's an elderly dragon folk.
Yeah, but he's gonna die
Elderly.
soon because he's an elderly dragonfoal, and they die at like age 20.
He's a middle-aged dragon folk, so he's
Right.
approximately 8 years old.
Oh
What?
my
What are you
God.
laughing for?
I don't know. I don't know how to react to anything.
We have an 8-year-old.
Like he should be at like
He's like
retirement age.
middle-aged. He's 35.
That's he should be on a walker at
That dude's on
least.
death's door. Holy
What
shit!
the fuck?
Aren't you like middle-aged now, Jay?
Oh my god. Oh.
No, because we googled this earlier. Middle age does not
Wow.
start until age 44, or like what is it? Late age? No, middle age starts at 44, and that is
Yeah.
horseshit.
That's horseshit. Absolutely horseshit. All right, so
Yeah,
we know what
live
Bones
to
is doing.
30
We know what
years,
Ezra
60 is
doing.
fine.
What are Ashes and Matashtai doing?
Well, I mean, go ahead. Well, considering if I was a fly on the wall whenever Cine and Ezra were talking, I was going to swing by Falas, but hearing that conversation, I'll probably just let that go for now and
Yeah,
worry about it tomorrow.
even if you were like curious about it, you're literally right across the street. You duck your head out, and there's a closed sign out on Follows.
Okay. If that's the case, fuck, I don't know.
This is
Hello.
closed. This means you, Ashes.
Honestly, at this point, I guess I
In
wouldn't have
parentheses.
much else to do other than, I guess, swing by Blackstaff and see if they need it, if Greyhand needs anything.
You guys want to check out the festival this afternoon or something? Isn't there some sort of
Yeah,
festival?
yeah,
Sure, yeah.
I can do that.
If you go by the Blackstaff's Tower, you can find entry, right? And you eventually, you meet up with Hastades, who seems to be kind of like your point of contact there. It's rare that you actually talk to Vajra herself.
Right, yeah.
It tends
yeah.
to be
I've come
Hastades
to
who
accept
sends
that.
you off on some random thing. Which, I mean, it's the Feast of the Moon, and it's literally like organizations absolutely like watching out for trouble. So Hastades just sends you on a little mission, basically, to go check out something. Takes a little bit of your time. You can mark down that you are another 10th moving along.
That puts me at 3.3 Greyhand route.
Hey, there you go. Progress being made. Oh, he's back. As soon as he left,
Click
the
the
whole
wrong
the whole layout went.
That's the
Matashtai,
wrong thing.
what are you doing for the day?
What time is it again?
It's early morning. Yeah,
Early
you
morning,
guys
okay.
just woke up. Yeah, it's early morning.
Oh, gotcha. Ezra, were you still working on your ritual book? So that's not done yet.
I have another 10 hours to go. No,
Okay.
12 hours. 12 hours to go.
Today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then I think the first thing I would do is I want to go check in with my friends over at the Temple of Kalimvor.
Okay,
Uh,
so you make
because-
the. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just because of like all the kind of the feeling of the city and kind
Yeah,
of like what we learned about the day, or I don't remember, is it a day or is it a week of kind of this?
It's a day. The Feast of the Moon is a single day. Though it's kind of a time period, right? It's a couple days before the feast, a couple days after the feast. It's kind of like Halloween in that aspect, right? Is gearing up for Halloween and then the coming down off of it. The general aspect across all cultures is that this day is the day that the veil is the thinnest, right? The other side is the closest.
Okay, then I'm gonna go check in with my friends, Bryce and Godiva Chocolate, over at the Temple of Kalimvor.
So you make the long trek because you guys are in the North Ward, and they are kind of like down, I think, in the southern end of the Dock Ward or the South Ward, right? Aren't they over by the fucking Helm's
I
Hall.
thought they were near the docks.
Yeah, they're down
like
in the dock
way
wards there.
down there.
They're like way down south. So you get to go through the whole city in kind of like its full best daily routine, and you see mostly older people, but some younger people, right? You see a lot of people going through what would probably be termed as more traditional scenarios, going around with skull masks, going around with like little torches, right, warding away the darkness, even though it's like broad daylight. The pyres aren't lit yet in the squares, but there's just a sullen, dour mood across the entire city. You do, since you're traveling so much of the city, you do see a number of heralds that are out on street corners singing the blood song, which the blood song sounds a lot worse than it actually is. The blood song is...
You want demons? That's how you get demons.
The blood song is a ritual litany of the noble houses and kind of like their accolades and the reasons why they are considered noble houses. It's a tradition. It's a part of the institution of this time period to reinforce that the nobility is nobility for a reason, but that they are servants of the public, right?
Okay.
So it's not like accolades of like, Oberyn Fyland killed a giant because he's badass. It's more like Oberyn Fyland, donated 250,000 dragons to rebuilding the southern wall after an earthquake collapsed it and left thousands homeless, right? It's that type of shit, It's what have they done for the people type stuff. But anyways, you make it down to your friends who have a modest temple in the southern part of the dock ward. And it's busy. Like, this is the busiest you've ever seen the temple. The Kellamverites call this day the Day of the Deeds of the Dead, right?
The Deeds of the Dead?
It's typically just the Deeds of the Dead, right?
Okay.
But have you ever read Ender's Game?
Sure.
Good book.
Okay. Have you ever read The Speaker for the Dead?
Yep.
Okay, so it's kind of like that, right? It's not exactly the same vein, but what the Kellamverites do throughout the day is they've been prepping for several days, that would have been prepping several days ahead of this. So all day long, right, they have been interviewing people and taking information from people about the deceased over this past year, and this is what they do all day. They speak the deeds of the dead. So they give voice to the stories of the people that have died, that have passed, and it's a mixed bag, because it's not all, like, the people who come and give this information, a lot of times it's not good stuff. A lot of times it is good stuff, but a lot of times it's very negative shit. But the Kellamverites will go through the process of trying to dig into who the person was so they can tell an honest story about that person. So you show up, and that's what Bryce and Godiva and several other of the acolytes are doing throughout the day. And they can take breaks, and Bryce and Godiva will chat with you. You actually see there's what looks to be like a brand new awning around the entire temple.
Heck yeah.
Which Bryce will inform you is from the money that you and I believe Ezrah gave to the temple. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Would comment on that the awning looks really nice. And I
Bryce complains and he says, "It is very useful, except now I must clean it."
And then I obviously I asked them about the day, like kind of what you just described. And then I'll ask if there isn't. Is there anything I can do to help out?
So, Bryce and Godiva both have that kind of attitude of if help is offered, right? They're gonna find something for you to do. So they're not gonna make you do any of the deeds necessarily. But while that is going on, there's plenty of other stuff to happen, right? They're basically running like kind of like a soup kitchen at the same time, right? In a vein, right? There's less homeless and poor in Waterdeep than there would be in a normal modern city. But there are still plenty of people who don't have as much as others, and this is a time where the Kelumbrites are more than willing to assist, right? So you have they basically charge you with a bunch of little odds and ends that you can do around the temple while experiencing what's going on. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So that's
Get
great.
all up in.
Do you have a renown tracker for the Kelumbrites?
I think I do. Hold on. Yes, I do.
Okay, what's it currently at?
1.
Okay, you can go ahead and bump that up to 2.
Okay.
I think an interaction like that is definitely going to get you more fully into their good graces. Basically.
Yeah, Ashes. That's how you do it.
And if people are interested, like I know you said like some of the people are coming to talk about the dead that they don't really care about, like they were kind of crappy people.
Sure.
But for the ones who are telling story or describing loved ones and stuff like that, I'd offer to try and paint their likenesses from description and stuff like
Do a little bit of that. Gotcha. Yeah. Absolutely. Roll me a performance check.
Okay.
We'll just see how that generally goes.
Do I do anything special with painter's supply because I'm proficient with them? I don't know how that works.
Oh, are you proficient with performance?
No.
So I would say roll a performance check, but you can add your proficiency
Okay.
because of the painter's supplies.
There's that, and then just add 3.
Okay, so 18's pretty good. So yeah, you get warm results, right? There are... I don't want to make it out to seem like it's a bunch of like bad atmosphere the entire time. There are definitely people that are sour about this and the whole mood is bad, but there are plenty of people who come through and after the Kelumbrites do their thing, right there, there's a lot of tears and there's a lot of people very emotional. So your part in this is very well received, right? Because if you think about like our style of culture, where we have the ability to constantly see photos of our loved ones and look back into the past, etc., that's not necessarily the same in a place like Waterdeep. So a stranger at a temple capturing the image of a loved one, right, so that their family members can see them again, is a pretty powerful thing to a lot of people. You move quite a few hearts. So.
Cool.
I would say that here's the flip side, right? The Kelumbrites are less goody-goody, right? And what you're doing is a very warm scenario. It's not that Bryce and Godiva don't care, right? Because they do care. They would rather you do good things, right? But part of their worship of the Lord of Death is, that death is neutral. Death doesn't care. He comes for all, right? But I would say you could probably bump that up to a 2.5.
Cool. Okay.
Once you hit 3, your progression for things like that slow.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So that's how I would spend probably most of my day. And then we did it off screen, but then I would obviously make the trip to the magic shop.
Yeah.
And buy the amulet.
Got that taken care of. All good?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so we move into the more afternoon, evening style scenario. Some work days are completed. I'm assuming you guys, just in general, meet back up at Troll Skull. I know there was some discussion about so as it becomes evening, right? Cine actually closes the whole tavern down, right? After the lunch meal, around like 3 or 4, right? Cine just goes ahead and closes it down, sends everyone home, right? People can figure out what they got to do for dinner. Their problem anymore. And Cine, he says that he is probably going to retire to his abode for a while before eventually venturing down into the festival, or the carnival. What would you all like to do?
I'm assuming at this point I've made my way back to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone's kind of filtered their way back to Troll Skull.
All right. Well, was there some sort of festival or something going on? Do y'all want to go check that out together, or?
I mean,
Might
when
as
was the
well,
last time
yeah.
we did something together that wasn't,
Literally yesterday. We did something yesterday. Also the day before.
That wasn't...
Oh, sorry. You were still talking, Ashes.
Yes, I would like to go see the festival.
Cool.
All right, let's go check it out.
All right. So it's early evening. You guys begin to head out. Early evening basically means it's already dark, right? The city is a wash with torches. Every other square that you pass has basically as big a bonfire as can be accommodated burning, pushing the darkness back at bay. Every gate that you pass by, which admittedly there aren't very many in the city interior, but everyone that you do pass by, you see a mounted guard, black steed, black clothing, appearing headless at that gate.
Oh, by the way, I asked Ochotu if he wants to come.
Ochotu will... Sure, yeah. The lizard folk is kind of like, I do not understand this, but I will...
Yeah, me neither. We'll find out
follow.
together.
Right? So if the day was sullen and dour, the evening is far, far worse. But strangely, there's still a lot of people out. It's just they're all standing around or sitting in odd spaces, many of them with masks on, right? Just watching the fires burn in various places. You also do see there's a number of and you guys have seen this type of thing before, right? But there's a number of pretty conspicuous individuals standing on rooftops at various points, members of the Order of Magists and Protectors. One of the downsides to the fires keeping the darkness at bay is that fire likes to burn the shit out of things, so the Order is out in force tonight to make sure the city doesn't accidentally burn down.
Damn, I wonder if Mandy's is out there.
Well, who knows?
He's out working.
Okay, but eventually you all make it down to the City of the Dead. And as soon the City of the Dead is one of the places that you see one of those Dullahan guards, right? But he's off to the side because there's a small stream of people going into and out of the gates of the City of the Dead. And the atmosphere, as you reach this point, almost instantly changes.
The Carnival?
Carnival.
To Carnival. Okay, maybe not that carnival. This is more like it's more like a fair setting than an actual carnival, right?
Oh.
But so you guys make your way into the City of the Dead, and you see, right? You see stalls lining the streets of the park. You see people in groups, tents established. There is music playing. There are mummers about, dancing, cartwheeling through the areas, people with various instruments. It's a cacophony of noise and happiness and smiles. Almost as soon as you guys kind of like enter in, and you're this little island in a sea of people that's moving about, right? A young man kind of like dances past, twirls past ashes, and throws a garland of it's not flowers, it's like potpourri, right? It's like dried stuff. Just like throws it around tries to like toss it around your head, right? And it kind of like half makes it, and the other half gets caught on one of your horns. So it kind of like, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Have a good night." And he kind of just finger guns dances back into the crowd.
Finger gun. Pow!
Right? So did everyone come? Is everyone here?
Oh yeah.
I arrived.
Oh. Nut. Gotcha. I understand your hesitance now, Mikhail. I get it. All right. So, everywhere around you is loud, boisterous activity. There are a number of guards, kind of like you see off in different points, watching, just trying to keep an eye on things. But the mood of the crowd here, unlike the mood of the entire rest of the city, is jovial. It's happy. People are playing games, people are drinking, people are eating. There are little stalls, like I said, set up for their booths set up for games, stalls set up for food. There's competitions going on. You guys what do you want to do? Do you want to walk around? Do you want to see the sights? Or do you have anything in mind you would like to do?
I hear these carnival games are a complete ripoff.
You say that, right? And you're just close enough for a individual who runs a stall to overhear you. And the Black Dragonborn who addresses you just says, "Ah, don't be such a sourpuss, friend. It's no ripoff. It's just good, solid fun." And he pats next to him. He's got kind of like this open space with these tent poles up, kind of like a tent scenario, less than a stall. And he pats what looks to be like a statue of a dragon next to him.
Oh, and you're saying that's on the line for what?
Oh, no. You misunderstand me. That's not on the line. That is the game. And he kind of like moves forward just a little, and you can see he's got like a little hobble right in his right leg. He moves forward just a little, and he points down at a little sign on the side of his tent, and it says, "The Dragon Hoist, 1 gold per hoist."
Damn, a gold. Jesus Christ.
So,
We got expensive games.
so
Some
what
of
do you
them.
have to do? You have to hoist what?
So do you guys like take a peek?
Yeah, I want to see what this is about.
Okay, so like the Black Dragonborn kind of like moves back and kind of like ushers you all in. He says, "Ah, come in. There's plenty of room. Yes. All right. Here we go." And you see, now that you're kind of in, you can see there are multiple of these dragon statues. There is a copper dragon statue, there is a silver dragon statue, and there is a gold dragon statue. And the Black Dragonborn introduces himself as Argyle, and he says, "Ah, here is the game, friend. You pay 1 gold. You hoist the dragon. Start with the copper. You succeed. You move up. If you lose, you move on. For each one you successfully lift, you get a prize." Ah! And he kind of like waves his hand, and you see there's a little amount of prizes, and really, it's not like gifts or anything like that. There's basically 4 prizes. One is a food voucher, right? This big little like paper ticket for Blawmonger's Food, which is a place you can eat here in the carnival. And then the other 3 are quilted, big like patches, big quilted images of various sceneries. One is Waterdeep, which it's like a sky, a land. What the fuck am I thinking of?
What are you thinking?
A cityscape view of Waterdeep. Then there's another one of Laeral Silverhand, and then there is one of a man I think most of you don't recognize. If you have history trained, you can roll a history check for me.
Nope.
I do, but I wasn't paying attention, so.
23. It is a resplendent image of Agaron, the founder of Waterdeep. So, and they look to be well crafted, handmade, right? They're very lovely, beautiful images. And Argyle seems pretty like pleased as he kind of like introduces the whole scenario. So, do we have any takers?
Watch this. I bet
my
you
game.
that gold statue, painted gold. It's actually like lead or some shit.
Oh,
I don't know. Look
yes. I mean, it's stone. It's just painted gold, but it's made of stone. Very heavy. Very, very heavy. There's no trick, friend. It's just a heavy lift.
I'll try it.
Okay, so we got Matashtai as a taker. You pay 1 gold. You got to start at the copper statue. So roll me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Athletics.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We'll probably get the
Matashtai goes, and ow, fuck. You fail to lift the copper statue, and Argyle just kind of like chuckles. You need a little more than that, friend.
Damn little weak boy.
Look, I forgot to stretch.
Ah,
Step out of the way.
ah, big tiefling man, up to a challenge.
Fuck that.
All right, pay gold.
I pay him
Roll
money.
in athletics.
Lord help. Oh.
He's so much of it.
You almost
He's
casually
out of it.
just like reach down and pick up the copper statue and is like, huh, not that heavy. Wonder
Is this made of
what
styrofoam?
Matashtai had a problem with, like. And Argyle kind of like looks at you and he does this long like whistle and just like nods at you. All right. Silver's up next. Give her a go.
God.
Wait, no, wait,
That's
what'd you
not
win? You
happening
win me a
again.
prize? I want a
So
prize.
so each one you win, and you get to keep whatever prize you won, right? It's not like if you keep going, you'll lose it all. It's not like a rigged game. So you have now won a food voucher and the quilted patch of Waterdeep. So if you win the silver, you get the quilted patch. You get another food voucher and the quilted patch for Laeral.
Yeah. You only gotta win like 5 more times so we can all eat for free.
Man, it would be real. It's real tempting to just be like, all right, I hybrid transformation so I can get advantage. But I don't think I want to do that in the middle of the city, in the middle of the party with a bunch of people. So
I
I'm not
scare
gonna-
the Christ out of everyone. and
Yeah.
get 30 spear-wielding guards down.
It's all about choices.
Oh, no, it's not really a choice. Just throwing it out there.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Sure. Okay.
Gonna
Roll me
waddle
another
up to-
athletics.
And
He
Oh
smashed.
my god! Again, right? You just okay.
He's one hands it.
Fine. Go over there, and the silver one is significantly heavier than the copper one. You're like, oh, this actually is heavy, but you still like without grunting, without like a big show of force, but you do kind of like plant yourself, and you're like, okay, lift.
No grunting.
Ooh. And set it down,
Today-
and Argyle's jaw kind of like hangs open just a little.
And today, boys and girls, we learn where Jay uses all of his good rolls.
the stupid carnival game.
And
just
you
saying that about my rolls.
the Black
today,
Dragonborn
too.
just goes, very impressive.
Thank you, thank you.
Continue, my friend. I am just
All right. Oh, welcome to the next one.
seeing a show tonight.
Oh boy.
This is where he utterly fails. It
Oh,
all
yeah.
comes
It's
crashing
not like
down.
it-
Hernia.
Yeah.
Like, here's the
that
funny
one needs surgery.
the DC for the first one was higher than 15.
Did he have
So-
advantage?
It probably was 15.
Yeah.
If I
Matt
had
does-
advantage.
Matt-
Or higher. So whatever this one is, fuck it.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh,
At least it
fuck
wasn't. At least it wasn't a crit fail.
Yeah, at least
Right.
it wasn't a 1. You didn't embarrass
So
yourself.
you brace yourself, right? Assuming that this one, if the silver was that much worse than the copper, surely the gold is going to be that much worse than the silver. You brace yourself, you go into it, and it's possible that you kind of get inside your own head a little bit, right? Your grip is not as clean as it should be, and you go to lift, and it's just and the statue almost kind of budges, and then your hands just slip off of it. And Argyle just kind of looks and he goes, "Oh, friend, I was really pulling for you there. Still!" And he claps and he says, "Still a winner, still a winner. All right, all right." And he kind of like goes up and he pulls down. So you get 2 vouchers, and you get a quilted patch of Waterdeep and a quilted patch of Laerol Silverhand. This kind of like profile view of her with her hand out, almost as if she's casting a spell.
Thank you very much.
Argyle kind of like he claps you on the back and he says, all right, any other takers, any other takers?"
My friend Aster fucked her. Did you know that, Ashes?
It's not what
Wait,
happened.
what?
God
Yeah.
damn
like,
it.
He got into a wild romp with Laerol Silverhand.
That is
No.
not-
It was her sister.
Regardless, that's
That is also not what happened.
He only has 1 arm now.
None of that is
Wait,
what
what
happened. I mean, the 1 arm thing did happen, but none of the rest of it
was
happened.
temporary. It wasn't permanent.
Well, yeah.
Like he
Oh,
gave
we're
him
talking about how Aster slept with Laeral's sister.
Go steal the tome in the house that's guarded by fucking 3 specters. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh my goodness. All right,
He told me all
so
about it. He said, yeah, I had Laerol Silverhand. I said, damn, Aster. Damn.
seeing
I just walked up. I didn't question it.
that absolutely did not happen. Seeing that you guys are no longer interested in spending gold or playing his game, Argyle kind of like ushers you out as he ushers another group of young, strapping men into the tent in order to play a game.
Well, these food vouchers are about 5 silver apiece, so let's go get some food.
You think those are actually 5 silver? That's ambitious.
I mean, I paid a gold for the game, so
Oh, you mean your... Yeah, well...
Fair enough.
Sure.
All right, so is that what you guys are trying to do? You're gonna try to make your way through to find wherever these food vouchers go to?
Yes, I would like some fish.
On your way through the crowd, you see a number of other games. You see a knife throwing stall. You see a.
I'm interested in knife throwing.
So we stop at the knife throw stall. Okay. This is what it's gonna be. Is like every other stall is gonna be like someone's like, oh, I'm interested in that one. I'm interested in that one. Okay, so as you guys kind of walk up to the knife throw stall, this one is more quintessential like fair scenario. It's got a wooden kind of like countertop and an individual standing behind it, and then behind there are these targets with you have basically these big circular targets and then like a circle, circle, circle. Okay, and Ashes, as soon as you kind of like walk up with everyone else. Your medallion kinda hums. It does this weird like half hum, and this happens to you every once in a while. It happens on occasion when you get around like druids that are shape-shifted or other creatures that might be in like natural shapeshifters, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
And this this individual has very feline features. But so it looks like he's got like this face that's shaped like almost like Bones' face is, right? But he's got human skin, and it makes him kind of look eerily unnatural.
Like a sphinx cat?
I mean, not so loose. But so, you guys step up, right? And this individual says, one of you or more?
More.
More!
There. 2 silver, 3 throws. Game is simple. Get enough points, win a prize. Get inside the large circle, you get 1 point. Smaller circle, 2 points. The tiny circle, 3 points. Prize tiers, and he kind of like points. 3 points, 6 points, 9 points. He seems very unenthusiastic about his job, by the way. Just as a heads
He
up.
probably makes minimum wage, so. Alright, cool, yeah. So, what are we throwing here?
So there are very
Metal knives.
yeah, they're metal
Oh,
metal knives, and they're very
Garbage?
unadorned. They're very thin. There's no like there's no hilt, there's no crossbar, there's nothing. It's just very thin, dart like knives.
Okay.
Okay. And he kind of grunts.
That's
playing
fine.
or not?
It's,
Taking up
metal's
space.
really the only thing. Metal, metal's really only good for a game, so yeah.
That squints at you. Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, I give him 2 silver. God damn.
Yeah, he's not a
angry
friendly
all the
guy. Okay,
Man didn't
so he
have
takes
his
your 2
fucking-
silver and he
his
kind of like
Melon
points you.
Mania
He does the
ring.
thing where like he's looking at the money and he's pocketing it, right? He's not looking at you, and he just kind of like points over to a station where there are 3 knives in front of it and a circle at the end. It's about like 10-15 feet away.
Alright, go over there. I'm gonna do it. I'm
Oh,
playing.
he's gonna do it. All right, sleight of hand
I
check.
walk over, I'm like rubbing Bones' shoulder, like, you got this, man. You got this.
Got this.
Sleight of hand check?
3
Really?
sleight of
Okay.
hand checks. 3 sleight of hand checks.
Damn,
1 for
I'm
each
not
throw.
good at that. Okay.
You're not good at sleight of hand? Wow.
I'm not a thiefy rogue.
So as you and the reason why they're partially or that why
There are
they're
other
sleight of hand
kinds?
is as you pick them up, these are weighted terribly.
Yeah, I figured they would be
Yeah.
hot garbage.
whereas Jay was looking for the rigged game in the statues are just heavy. It's not rigged. This is a shitty game. Absolutely. All right. Ooh, very nice. So even though it is kind of rigged, I say even, it's pretty rigged. They're very poorly weighted. Bones is still able to hit the target all 3 times. Twice inside the larger circle, once inside the smaller circle. So you end with a total of 4 points. You win the first tier prize.
All right, what do I get for that?
Uh,
Food voucher?
It's a, you get your choice. He basically like reaches under, so you can see him kind of displayed up, but he reaches under the counter, and he brings out like a little basket, and he basically says, pick one. And it's your choice of a kitchen ring, which is just like a very, very gaudy ring. Very
Jimmy,
cheap.
My
did you get
choice?
2 in the larger circle and 1 in the tiny circle? Shouldn't it be 7 points?
No, it's 1 point for the larger, 2 points for the smaller.
Oh, sorry.
So
I
it's
thought when you
large
said
circle?
larger, that was the second tier. Okay.
No, yeah. So he got
Okay, cool.
two first, yeah.
I get me a ring.
Okay. It's just like a very cheap, very gaudy ring. Maybe worth a nib or 2, right? It's very obvious. Like this is a crap game. This is intended to steal money from people.
I give it to Ezra. I say, here you go.
Thanks.
I step
Enjoy
up
that.
to throw.
You step up. All right. You pay him 2 shards. He takes your money. Doesn't really pay attention. He walks over there right in between and pulls the knives out. Kind of grunts right as he's pulling the middle one out. Comes back, puts them all in. Takes your shards. Away.
Hopefully I'm better at this one.
Crit it and bury it halfway in that target.
All right. 1 in the smaller. 1 hits the target and boof, bounces off. Right. And then the other one is in the smaller as well. You also get 4 points.
So I get a sweet
You get
Voltron.
a very cheap ass
Ring.
ring. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
This one's that stupid Halloween ring. It's just a plastic
It-
spider.
Yeah, it's made of iron, but it's kind of like wrought iron, and it's just got like silver painted over it, and it's crap. It's horrid
Turns
crap.
your finger green.
I have added the Voltron ring to my sheet.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, I'm done playing games then.
Aw, he loses one and he's all done. Okay, so
I
you
didn't
guys.
lose. Technically, I won.
Okay,
Just
fine.
didn't win a lot.
He wins. Okay.
They wanted a food voucher, Jeremy. Damn it.
I just wanted a food voucher.
So you guys continue onwards, right? Looking for his fucking name. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, you're looking for
Ochiote.
Blawmonger. So on your way towards Blawmonger, you do see a couple more games, right? You see a ball toss game, which is kind of that scenario where you have to knock the pins down, right?
I want to tap the ball.
Matastai's like the kid at the fair. He wants to do every single game. Every single game. All right, Matashtai, you run up to the ball toss game, and there's a I don't know. There's what looks to be like a giant with a very furry head, and these like jowls, and they're light blue. They're almost kind of like a teal in color. She's rather heavy set, and she looks over and she goes, "Oh, hi. We want to play the game?"
Yes, please.
I don't know, like, this is a rare sighting for any of you, but she is a Furbolg.
Oh.
Not many of those in Faerun. Oof, my bad. So, she says, "All right, it's real simple. One ball, and the winner takes all." I don't know why I say that. Huh. Oh, this is why I say it. And you can see there's, right behind the counter, there's these bins of candy. Okay? And she reaches down, she holds out this little pouch, and she says, The winner takes all they can fit in the pouch.
I mean, how much does it cost?
It's
17 gold.
it is 2 silver.
Okay.
Wait, how much was the last one? Was it 2 silver?
Yes,
Yes.
last one was 2 silver.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I didn't overpay that man.
The 2 silver.
Okay.
It's shoddy.
So she ushers you over. There's only like one station, right? She ushers you over to this little spot at the counter, and there's a big fat ball there, and there's pins about 10-15 feet away, right? And she says, "All right, take your time. Make sure you aim and put some power behind it." And then she steps back, right?
What do I roll?
So, this is actually a duel, right? You're gonna roll a perception check and then an athletics check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here is my perception. I've taken aim poorly. A bug flies in my eyes.
Fuck!
Ah, shit! I just whip it.
Okay.
I was on a 20 for a second.
All right. So you do hit the pins. You hit like one of the pins, and you like knock it off easily. But your aim was off. Had you maybe hit the base, you might have been better. Unfortunate. So the furball goes, "Aw, I saw that bug. That wasn't very fair." And you see her kind of like lift her hand, and kind of like casually like flick it, and you watch as the pins float back up into the air and then set themselves back up, right? She goes, "Better luck next time, friend."
That was a fun game.
I'll look over at Ochotu and be like, "You want to give it a go?"
"I do not understand what is happening here. What are all these games?"
There are competitions of skill and strength.
"Like for mating."
Correct. If you win.
No, God, no. What are you- No, it's just for fun.
"Ah, my companions used that word. I do not think I still understand it."
Well, here, and I'll pony up the 2 silver, and I'll take the ball, and I'll give it to Chotu. Like, let's see what you got. See if you can't knock those over.
Okay.
He walks over and just.
What do I do with the ball?
All right. Oh, I mean, he understands the rules of the game. It just doesn't make sense to him. Okay, so he's got a +3 on his perception.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he aims,
Fucking bug again.
and
Just goes, whoosh.
he's got a +2. Fires. All right, so he knocks he knocks one more pin off than Matashtai does, but it's still not enough to actually to seal the deal. He like lets out this kind of like sigh, little like snake tongue sigh, and goes, "Ah, I have failed. What is
But
the
you-
penalty?"
There is no penalty. You at least prove that you were better than Matashtai.
So
stunned
Matashtai is now
strike.
food.
I stunning strike Ashes in the back of the head.
Boom.
Did
All
you
right.
just say Matashtai is now food?
He did. So Chotu kind of like looks at Matashtai and goes, "So Matashtai is now food?"
Those are
Try.
definitely higher stakes than I originally thought there were.
I am confused. If it was a failure or a competition, what is the downside?
You don't
Lost 2
get
silver and didn't get
candy.
candy.
I do not like candy, and it
Missed
was
out
not
on
my
candy.
silver.
No
So
downside.
no downside.
Games are acceptable when there are no downsides.
Agreed.
I see he went to the Zach School of Logic.
All right, onwards we go. You guys
food
continue trekking through the carnival, through the City of the Dead, and you kind of make your way over towards what looks to be more like a kind of food court area, right? And you see there's a big ass tent in the center of it, and a big ass sign out front that says Blomrangs.
That's the one.
And you guys walk up, and it's fair food. There's a bunch of
As we go in, Matt's like, "Man, I hope they have some shish kebabs."
there's
I
like
will take the
absolutely
meat wrapped with other meat.
there
I
are
want to find
absolutely
something
all
that
of
is,
those
like,
things.
since I only got 2 vouchers.
Yeah.
I want something that's like shareable, like like a funnel cake everybody can eat off of, or something.
Absolutely, that exists. They 100%
That's how
have
you
that
get COVID.
shit. So they've got stuff like sausage on a stick. They've got hot dogs. They've got it's literally like you've gone to a fair, a modern day fair almost, except you don't have like all the weird shit like fucking deep fried
Fried
Twinkies,
butter.
That type of shit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Deep
But it's
fried
like
Oreos.
turkey legs and stuff like that.
Yes, I will take the meat wrapped with other meat.
Meat wrapped in other meat. So you guys have 2 food vouchers, which will get you any one item on their menu.
I will just pay for mine.
Okay. So if you're just paying, the food is more
Cheap as
expensive
hell.
than it's more expensive than like street fare in Waterdeep normally would be, but it's not super expensive. It only costs you like 2 shards to get a decent meal.
Okay. I get both me and Ochiote a meat wrapped with other meat.
Oh, Chotu?
We get some onion rings.
Ochiote.
I think he changes the name every time. too.
Absolutely, he
How
does
much is
every
it?
single time.
How much is it? Fucking 2 nibs?
2 shards,
Exact,
2 silver,
exact.
2 silver per meal.
Azeroth's rates.
What's Azrock's? He's a half orc goblin.
Half-orc goblin?
Hobgoblin. He's a hobgoblin.
Ha-ha! Nice.
Yeah, boy.
All right. So, anyone who wants to pay 2 silver for a meal can pay 2 silver for a meal. Whoever's using the meal vouchers can use the meal vouchers. They ask where you got the meal vouchers from, because there's several places that are giving out meal vouchers, and they're just kind of curious. So you see them kind of like keeping tabs on who is actually successfully using the meal vouchers.
Yeah. Like
but-
Dragonborn at the lifting
While
game.
you guys are there, you're kind of like taking in the crowd, right? And you hear this crier come off. There's a little hill right behind the kind of like food court area, right? And you hear, last call for the wild pie eating contest. Come on, we need more
Ezra?
people.
Going.
Ezra. This is your one, Ezra. Do it. It could be the guy with the fork and knife.
I mean, I could
Face
try.
the reigning champion and all competitors.
Ezra, I guess, scurries over after Bones' word of
Good pressure.
encouragement.
Will
Peer pressure, give in.
Monkamonte eat his competition this year?
That's right. You're gonna get eaten.
Hold on. You said you're gonna eat the competition?
That's what he said.
Don't say that to Chotu. He'll take it
He'll literally.
quite literally.
Oh, Chotu goes, that sounds like me.
All right, as Ezra follows the
Okay, so you guys investigate the crier. You find not too far away from the food court is a little plaza, little square set up. And there's not much going on here, but there is a small crowd forming because apparently the wild pie eating contest is about to get underway, but they're looking for a couple of final contestants to go for this round. So
How many contestants are available?
How much does it cost?
So you guys, as many people as you guys want to put up there can compete, right? It is 5 gold per person.
Jesus.
However, the winner wins 100 gold, and one of the pans the pies are baked in that is emblazoned with Wild Pie Champion of 1492.
Columbus.
There's really just some
You also,
downside.
in kind of like asking around about this whole thing, you figure out what the wild pie eating contest is. It's a pie eating contest, except the pies are all made by a wild mage.
Wait, what?
With,
Has there been
with
alright?
potentially
Has there ever been a
expected
competition
results.
where somebody just exploded in a giant fireball?
There are 4 clerics on hand that are hired by the proprietor
Oh god!
in case something happens.
I need a drink before we do this.
All of them are sitting there holding create food and water. They're getting ready to rain.
And you guys can actually see there are 2 contestants up right now that are kind of like waiting for more contestants to get brought up. One is an extremely large lizard folk, rotund even, that's kind of like back on his haunches and kind of like patting his belly, and he's kind of sitting in front of his table just waiting. Right, and then next to him is the skinniest dwarf you have ever seen.
I've never seen a skinny dwarf.
Yeah,
She is almost mistakable for a gnome.
Vathic is actually really lean.
All right, so do we
That was
have
probably
participants?
malnourished, though, on purpose.
That,
I
I almost
will
said
contend.
Matashtai, of course.
because it's Monday. As Ezra,
Ezra's gonna participate. Okay, so we got Matashtai is entering, Ezra's entering. Anybody else?
I'm eating a turkey leg wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, I'm like in the middle of this.
Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a bio break. When we come back, we will go through the wild pie eating contest, and we will see what the results there are. So, we'll be back in just a little bit, everyone. See you then.